Man, I really wish there was a better way to do this. It takes me hours to finish builds like this, and I'm not even at like the mining part yet. I wish I had something like, what's that mod for Java? World Edit? Alright, so let's get all the way up here. There's World Edit for Bedrock. Look it up to find it. Yeah, don't use the one on the store because free is better. So let's see, you got some stuff set up here, and you might be asking, what is this all for? Well, let's show you. How this World Edit mod works is, well, /tag whichever person you want to have World Edit. Alright, so there's some stuff, if you follow the instructions up there after typing in that command, you should get some stuff anyways, but well, we go try this out. Use a semicolon, then kit, and you get the entirety of the kit now. Let's get ready to this, basics. Selection, let's see. What's a good thing to start on? Oh yeah, obviously it's gonna be this one. Let's go say, I want this giant door. So I want to put this somewhere. Well, one click, other click, works. Usually you'd have to punch to get the first position, and then press the use, your use function to, use function second position. It is the punch that is first selection. Alright. So here you go. You might be asking, what do you do with this? Well, there's a lot of things you can. Let's just start off from the beginning actually. Let's start with that. You see I selected two parts of this. Axe tool is going to be your main thing when it comes to selecting blocks for World Edit. And now from here you can copy. And if you go here, you have a paste option. Let's go paste this somewhere, like, right here. But you know what? What if you don't like the angle? Well, go into one of your tools and press flip. And now what you do is, don't do what I did, keep the paste up here because change your selection. Paste. Now it's backwards. Let's see if I can get this close. There, you have one giant arch, but what if I go into another angle? Well, what happens is, now that I paste it, it is actually flipped parallel in that direction. What about rotating? Well, of course, this rotates clockwise, counterclockwise. They don't have to show off both of these, but if I just rotate this like 100 degrees the other direction, boom. Basically does the exact same thing. Rotate it again. You gotta keep track of this and not that. So, boom. Look at this. I have a giant bit of arches over here right now. Well, now that we did that, let's go put this back and let's get something a little different. Let's go to world settings. This is going to be important here. The rest of these I'll explain later, but now let's go on to general. You can do some stuff which will copy. You can include air to be copied along with entities, and turn on performance mode, which I recommend. Make it so draw outlines are visible to yourself, but here you go some other shapes you can do. You can do a cylinder, spear, and extend. First I'm going to start off with extend here. And I'll show you how that works. So, starting selection. There. As you can see, it's a bit weird, a bit off, but now that I have it, copy. go up. It really depends when you copy and paste something, what position you're in. So keep that in mind for this. If you're copying and pasting, make sure you're in the position you want to see it from. So if you want to be like, it really depends. It depends. Like if you're down here, it's always going to be above you in that direction. So choose wisely. But yeah, that one's kind of meh. Not really sure about that one. But let's go to spear. All right, spear. And you know what? Let's go to another option right here, pattern picker. Now, while I'm testing out that selection tool with the spear, grab this. This is a grass block. Grab this. You just press your use key on something to select it. Shift while using that use key to add more to that palette. If you don't like that palette, you can start over by just uncrouching, unsneaking, then use key on another object. But if you want to have more, sneak and use key at the same time, which will add multiple. But you know, I'm not sure if I added all of them yet, so I'm gonna go restart. Now that we have all 4 of those, let's go show you how it's used. So again, use your attack key, choose how far away you want to go, have a reference block, which here, you get this tool called the spawn glass block, which is useful because if you put this here, and now press your use key on it, that becomes the max output of radius on the circle relative to where it is. So you make sure you know what your relative circle size is going to be, because you're going to need it, and you can always change it. So now let's use this fill selection. And oh my god, I did it! I made a spear. And now that we've done that, let me go show you another thing. But we can use copy and paste with those as well. Selection tool, you can always fill your selection anytime you want, any tool. So let's continue here to have this, oh yeah, first attack, go up here, now you have successfully made a radius for a circle. You make it a little bit of a structure here, right? Fill it, use the same palette. But you know, what if I just don't like one of the blocks here? What if I don't like andesite? And I want to change andesite for dirt. Well, what you do is you go over to whichever block you want to get, say dirt right here, and you grab a mask picker. Works the exact same way as the pattern picker. You just click on which objects you want to have selected for that, and well, boom, now you have it so that it has stone. Exactly. And now, when you press fill selection, it'll only change out the stone in that area for dirt. Isn't that cool? It even goes over the spear you made earlier. Now, I'm going to show you something else here. Cut tool. What if I just don't want this to be here? Well, you can always cut it out. Oh, you need a cuboid selection. Alright, cut tool only works for cuboid selection. Let me test this out. Yep. So yeah, only the copy, paste, and cut work for cuboid selection. So let's just always undo, redo, redo. There. That's how that works. Undoes and redoes what you just did. And line tool works on the exact same thing. So because your last selection was dirt, you click this. This block will now be dirt, and so will this one. Seems like it didn't select, so I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have cobblestone and some dirt for this one. And now I'll go down here. Ooh, seems like there's a little bit of a problem here. Well, if there's ever a problem like this, well, I got nothing to say to you. Well, I'm gonna go back to Cuboid just to make things simple for myself, and weird here, it was working earlier. Well, then click this, and oh yeah, no, the problem is the mask is still selected to only fill in stone. So, it seems here, go back, pick your pattern, dirt, and mossy cobble, andesite, all that stuff, which you want to have in there. And what you do to get rid of your mask and clear it, so you can go through air again, and whatever block is filling, whatever block you want, all the blocks, instead of just going for whichever one you've chosen for the mask. What you do is you do semicolon G mask. What happened is, now that mask you have selected before is gone now. And you see, now you can finally make those lovely, lovely bridges through air. But what if you just want to replace... What if you just want to replace the grass blocks here? Alright, set mask to grass. And set pattern picker to air, just because you're a weirdo like that. And yep, it's still working. I'll go test it out one more time. Yep. So this works appropriately. Just remember that one command to remove whichever mask you have, and how to deselect. Is there a selection around here that you find annoying? I don't see one yet, but just to be on the safe side, let's do a little selection here. Alright, so I want pattern, pure stone, grab this, and this you can, for this one you can choose whichever one you want first. Now I don't like this, but I don't wanna fill in anything yet for like a few 20 or so minutes while I go do some other building. Well, semicolon DESEL and deselection. You've cleared your selection. That is something you should know because you're gonna want to know it. And here you go. I filled this all in with forgot to clear my mask. Forgot to clear my mask. And only set air to be filled in. So I think I might have selected grass actually. So now you have a little grassy plain, but I don't really care about that. So G mask, and yep, now it's working again. Alright, so this is what I was telling you to do the first time. I'll leave that there. And let's go actually have some fun real quick. Let's go test out everything. Get the mask picker, put that back in here, put that back in here, put that back, and cut isn't really needed right now. So, how about custom brushes? How about custom brushes? Well, let me go put back, copy and paste. The rest of these, let's say, what should be using the most. But since we have this palette over here, it's gonna come in handy. Let's see what we want. I'd say associate what we're about to do glowstone more. So, alright. Tools. Alright, you can create a new tool. And get your glowstone, put it right here. Select it in your inventory. It will just really move over to it in the inventory. You can choose what you want it to be. It can be a selection tool, far navigation tool. Selection tools are either one X, navigation tools and interpolation, and it will immediately teleport you to where you're looking at. So be very careful because you can teleport you to the middle of nowhere. A stacker tool, a command tool, a block replacer tool, which replaces blocks, and a block cycler tool. Block cycler tool. I am not so sure of how that works, but I recommend probably just getting an object like you want and renaming it instead of just doing what I just did. So I'm going to grab myself a piece of glowstone dust, and I'm going to grab myself an anvil for our next thing. So let's go choose our mask, grass block, choose what we want, and I want 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't think I know how this one works. Oh, okay, grid. Alright, so I got it wrong. That's, whatever this thing's called again. But it changes the orientation of blocks, so if you use this on stairs, it's basically the debug stick from Java. Yeah, debug stick. Keep this in mind. Now that we have a debug stick, I recommend probably keeping this somewhere indefinitely. Definitely what you do here is you go into settings, tools, and you want to delete a tool. What you do is select the tool you want to delete. These two obviously you don't, so glowstone dust, submit. Okay. Now that we've done that mess, let's go actually rename it now and go give it another way. So I'll call it, Super Stick, just to see if it works how I thought it would. Ooh, always have it in the inventory. Super Stick. Alright, so let's go for another tool. Create new tool. Choose Super Stick. You have your far selection tool, your stacker tool, command tool, which every time you use it runs a command. You might want to keep that for the freaking clear the G mask and deselect. Actually, you might want to make a tool for that yourself. And you have the block cycler tool is what we used, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. Block replacer, use block picker. Alright, this only picks what you want to replace blocks with. This is one I tend to grab last time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you have that, you say okay. You have the setup I made. And now that I have the super tool, alright, so you might want to make copies of it because it will delete whatever was in your bar at the time. So what was it called again? Glowstone, just going for glowstone dust, okay. So yeah, just choose items that you don't really use for anything else. Like glowstone, you can't place that. I guess stuff you can't place really. Like disc fragments or amethyst shards. Yeah, kind of like a paintbrush. Needs to be in your selection, and then you just move yourself over it. It changes those blocks to whatever you want it to be, and we get mask not stuck. Alright, so now this should work. Idiot. Alright, it still works. Alright, great. So now that I did this, we now have a pool of substances, and that is good. That is very good. Now, I'm gonna put that back, and let's go make another object, because we're not gonna go through all these tools. I recommend experimenting with most of them because, well, does it really matter? Does it really matter, Jimmy? Need a disc fragment. Alright, let's just do one more just to show you. Stacker tool, I'm not really sure what this one does. Mask. Disc fragment. Oh yeah, I could actually select something. Uh... Yeah, I'm not really sure how this works, so... Yeah, definitely some of these I'm not sure how they work. You gotta experiment. I really recommend experimenting. So, what is it going for again? Oh yeah, forgot. Go back to our legendary chest of goodness, which we're barely into. Get your phantom membrane, put this somewhere up here. Then go back out to world edit settings, go to brushes now, and we're gonna create a new brush. Of course, we're going to be using this phantom membrane like we said before. You can choose what you want the brush to be. A brush basically is like an object painter. You click, every time you click, it creates one of these at what it thinks you're looking at or have selected. So you have some very good stuff here. You have your spear brush cylinder, which you already can guess what they do, and then you have the overlay brush. The overlay brush basically just it's kind of like world paint, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is just world paint. Just because I feel like it, I'm definitely gonna go pick out the blocks for you. 1 grass blocks, and then 2. Well, should I just make a stone in it? So there, and phantom membrane. Once you made that, phantom membrane is our tool for that, and I choose Nautilus shell, I guess. And now we're gonna get ourselves the erosion structure brush. It just copies and pastes structures, kind of just pastes structures around. It's literally just a stamp tool, basically. It's just a stamp tool. Quartz, we'll pick quartz this time. Alright, since now you know that, let's go for erosion. Erode, lift, or fill. This is what you can do with this. Erode basically makes stuff go down. Lift lifts terrain. Fill fills in the terrain. I know it's not that complicated. So, Alright, let's just get some quartz. Where's my quartz zone at? As you can see, it basically erodes it, because we already selected that as our mask, which we haven't set a command thing yet, which will make it easier, but, you know, sometimes I just don't feel like it. So just keep clicking repeatedly, and it'll keep going down, and it erodes the terrain. Now, what if I want to change this? Brushes, quartz, you can change the settings at any time for these. Lift. Now, what does lift do? We're about to figure it out. God's sake, that was annoying. You see, lift basically just grabs the terrain under it, the exact block under it, and just lifts it up, makes it bigger, makes the terrain expand. This is really useful when it comes to terrain generation. I hear a freaking... I'm not gonna kill him yet. As you can see, you let some zombies and stuff out of the ground. That's really nice. And for my final act as Bozo the Clown, I'm going to show you what fill does, which I think I found the perfect reason to. I'll not be showing you gradient because I have not figured it out myself. Now, what you do, fill, you see it fills it back and it fills in the hole. With the exact block it probably should be because of blocks in that exact level or around it or something. I don't really know. Yeah, it fills based on blocks to the elevation. It has blocks inside of it. Will fill in with the exact same kind of block. So these are just kind of, you know, like look at this. I made this little pillar over here, and it fills in so nicely. It makes it look so natural. Look at this. See, it made it look so way more natural. And I guess because I've done this before, it is time to go to our last brush that I'm going to show off. And I choose Fermented Spider Eye. Okay, good enough for me. And I'm not going to use that brush anymore. I'm going to use Smooth. because that seems the most interesting, other than those ones just place spears and other stuff. I recommend, if you want to have it so you're making an underground area, I recommend having it the blocks you want to make underground. So if you're all going to make it stone, I'll make it stone, or you want to have it like a bunch of blocks for a palette, for like caves and stuff you're going to dig in there, make it so it's like all the same stuff. Start off with that when you're using these tools that place stuff in. And then from there you can use your basically your texture paint brush, which will paint textures on the stuff. I'm gonna give you an example of that later, I swear I am. And this seems good enough. Yeah, it's good enough. Alright, and man, spider eye, okay, I remember this time. And it basically smooths it out, you see? It works better if I, oh, this is good. No, it doesn't. Alright, so let's go look at this thing over here, and no, I just need to find something jagged, I really do. Only there was a giant cave somewhere. Too bad I patched that up. Being responsible. Oh, ignore that. We're gonna use that like free minutes, kinda. Alright, this seems good enough. Alright, let's go down here. So you just smoothens things out of that exact block you chose. And you look at this, it's all smoothed out now. Caves are closing up. It's basically that stuff women use on their face to make them look less pimply and stuff. You know. Come on. And well, I think that covers most of it. So let's go on to this project over here and how we can use these blocks together in tandem. Well, because I don't feel like picking up half of them and using these again. I decided, you know what, I'll just remember what they do in here later. So, start off with what you want to use. For this, I'd recommend the line tool. And to get yourself some stone stairs, we're going to go finish up a lot of this real quick. Not a lot of this. A little bit of this. 1, 2, free. 1, 2, free. Actually, no. I'm getting too far ahead of myself, am I? Alright, so this will take down all the values for it. So it won't make it magically do what you want. Gotta keep that in mind. Now go here. Go up here, and you have yourself a little bit of a staircase support. Now keep going down and up a few more times, and you have made enough support, so I'm not going to redo what I did over there. I filled it in completely manually like this, where I just placed lines a lot just to get these narrow entrances and stuff out. It takes a little bit more math than you'd like when it comes to stuff like this still. It's like normal building and creative commands. You gotta really recognize where you are so you don't screw things up. Yeah, a little bit screw things up, but do you care? No, you don't. So let's go to another thing real quick. What do you want to do? Let's go all the way back. We're gonna need this palette over here that I left. Originally that was supposed to be a rotation tutorial, and this was gonna be for the bridge over there, but I decided not to, so screw that. Brushes, let's see, create a new brush. It's something we haven't used yet. I'll say, make it another star, no, make it an echo shard, yeah. Echo shards are pretty easy to remember. So, overlay brush, pattern, use block picker, and I suddenly regret going all the way over here. Alright, so mask 1, 2, actually, no, I messed up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back anyways. Alright, so let's go pick our pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna make a little bridgey thing over here. Luckily, command tool allows you to put a clear command on here. So now we're gonna go for 1, 2, 3. Now with that, we can click OK, and we have to get our Echo Shard out before you shard yourself. Ha 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 ha. Humor for humans. Oh, I do recommend actually turning on some stuff, really. Because it will only... It'll screw up a little bit, actually. It works a bit weird, funky sometimes. So now that we have done this, just keep going around the bridge and until you've painted it enough for your liking. There's multiple ways to do things here. A lot of this is just experimentation to figure out what's the best method for you. Ignore the tree here. Ignore the other tree here too. And I've done this. You might be saying, I want to go deeper. I want to hit the sides too. Well, luckily for you, George, let's go down to Echo Shard and let's go pit depth to -2. This is the size of how far up you want to go, how far up you want to go. So yeah, make sure you don't go too deep for your own liking. And alright, so let's go down to -3. That's how deep I want this brush to go for the sides, I guess, so you don't mess up the stairs, because I realized that wouldn't work. And I already selected that, so screw it. No, I did it wrong. Alright, so brush's Echo Shard is actually supposed to go higher. Let's say free. Yep. Go higher makes it go deeper. I messed up. Go negative, it goes up in that case. This is kind of something you should definitely memorize so you don't screw up yourself. Now that I've done this, it will look a little bit more better until I've made the entire bridge. I'm not going to mess up the support beams, so I realize they look kind of ugly. Yeah, it just kind of needs to be on the surface from the looks of it. Yeah, surface is kind of needed. Alright, so what about... I want to add some stuff to it, like, how do I say this? I want to add some, what do you call these? These things, yeah. So, you know what? Add some of these things, you know? Because I'm a broski like that, man. Now go in here... Copy. Usually this is the best way you can actually like make a lot of detail. Is you go to your paste, get rid of that, and get your rotate tool. I tell you, it really matters from where you copy it. It does. So now that I've done that, let's go paste some of these on the sides. And of course, undo. And yeah, this looks pretty good. But are there any final touches? Like, maybe I don't like this anymore. What if I don't like my own decisions and I was being stupid earlier? Oh, then. You could always, let's actually once I let go. D-E-S-E-L. Alright, I want to get rid of that because it's just getting annoying. Alright, now go into this. Gradients, I have zero idea how those work, so I'm not going to touch those because I'm not dumb enough to do that. So, block picker. What do I want to do? Mask? Ooh. One, 2, 3, 4. Because I don't like those blocks anymore. What if I want to replace them with something else beautiful? Like, well, it looks so good, I'm not using that. So obviously we're going for leaves. Actually, no, we're gonna go for these so they don't disappear halfway through. And this, because I feel evil today. And you know what? You know what? Because my non-existent girlfriend left me. Yeah, that's what you get, that's what you get. Yeah. I'll see this. Look at that. We ruined this beautifully, actually pretty good bridge. Oh yeah, it only goes for surface stuff, like I said. So, if it isn't on the surface or bottom, you ain't really gonna see it like you see here. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Yet again, see me again next video, or if you're my contestants, have fun being in the video. And also watch when I'm done editing, because there's gonna be a lot of stuff you could have saw you done wrong. Look at your competitors and how horrible your competitors are, and how you're better than them. Which I know most of you have that problem anyway, so you'll definitely watch the video just to rag on your competitors. So, love you guys. Don't get hit by a cliff. There's an ancient city definitely under here. Bike cool. Bye.